Hi, and welcome back to Mentoring Nature Connections. Today we're going to explore the routine of listening for bird language. There's something about birds that captures the attention of so many people. Perhaps it's because they're one of the easier forms of wildlife that we can so readily observe. Whatever the reason, there's something calming and peaceful about their presence. Our ancestors were very attuned with bird language, as the alarm call from a bird had the potential to possibly spoil a hunt. Careful, careful, human coming. When we think about listening for bird language in our context as educators, what is important for us to know? This routine requires us to be quiet, be still, and to listen. We are attempting to be an interpreter and ask ourselves, what is that bird trying to say? Similar to how we know if our friends are happy or sad over the phone, we know their tone of voice and pace they usually speak. The same goes for birds. But bird language is a complex skill, so it's helpful to begin with identifying two main types of communication, baseline and alarm. Baseline, or songs, are when birds are happy, comfortable, and relaxed. The opposite end of the spectrum is the alarm call, usually a piercing sound to notify the other birds something is about to happen. Tom Brown Jr., a tracker and survivalist author, says that every time an animal moves in the forest, it is like dropping a pebble into the clear surface of the pond. Concentric rings go out, announcing the disturbance to everything the ring touches. Our routine of listening to bird language must begin with not setting off alarms ourselves. This is called a bird plow. We don't want our noises of walking or talking in the forest to clear out all the birds. This gives us an opportunity to practice mindful movements. It also implies a deeper meaning to the routine of listening to bird language. It shows us that we can choose the impact we create as we move through the world. When working with students, bird plows will inevitably occur. When it does, we take a little pause in our nature walk to find a sit spot and allow the birds some time to settle back into their routine. Let's think about how this routine fits into our weekly and yearly plans. Spring and fall are busy birding times. This is when temperatures are moderate, and it's often the male songbirds that are so vocal and noisy. The birds are most active in early mornings, except in winter when they forage throughout the day when there are milder temperatures. So how could we structure our daily routines to capitalize on this time frame? In BC, we have 495 bird species, ecological diversity at its finest. That's an overwhelming list, so perhaps we could start by creating a list of common birds in our area. Then do some research. If we know its range, preferred habitat, food preferences, habits, and seasons of activity, then it's easier to find them. When we are observing birds, we want to notice specific things such as size, wing bars, flash patterns, flight patterns, beak color and type, plumage traits, eye rings, as well as body language. I was encouraged to start my journey of learning about bird language by watching for ground feeders because they are common and easily observed. These would include robins, towhees, juncos, and sparrows. So let's play a game of Look Who's Talking. Take a listen and let's try to figure out which ground feeder this could be. That's the beloved American robin. We can also play a different version of that game by providing students with pictures to choose from. If you guess the song sparrow, then you're right. Next week, we will take a closer look at some activities we can do with students to support the routine of listening for bird language, like doing bird language skits. And how do these activities fit into our BC curriculum? We will also look at how bird language ties in with our other nature routines, such as journaling, mapping, and the sit spot. Thanks for joining. See you next time.